In this quick training, I'm going to show you a 4-step goal setting breakdown that's going to help you take your large goal, break it all the way down to small steps that are really going to help you increase your chances of success. So let's get started. Step number 1 is you're going to set your large goal. Now this large goal needs to be on a 6 to a 12 month scale because that's really going to help with the rest of this breakdown. When you're setting this large goal, I encourage you to use something that I'm sure you're probably aware of right now, and that is the SMART acronym, right? Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Make sure you use that criteria when you're setting this goal. But the large goal needs to be very outcome-based. You need to know when you've achieved it, give yourself a time frame, know exactly what it means, be very specific when defining it, and then that's going to help. That's really going to be this core thing that we're going to trickle down from as we work on the rest of this breakdown. So step number 2 is you're going to reverse engineer your large goal. So reverse engineering, right? You've heard of reverse engineering probably with a piece of machinery where you take this outcome, this end product, and you take it apart, you figure out, okay, how is it actually built? Well, we're going to do the same thing with your goal. You take this large goal and you say, okay, let me take apart this goal. What do I actually have to do to reach this goal? Only you can answer that because only you know what your goal is going to be. But whatever your large goal is, you have to really break that down. It's going to take some thought. It's going to take some research probably, but figure out maybe has there been somebody else who has achieved this goal? What did they do? What's the path look like, right? What are the steps that I need to take to build upon one another to actually reach this large goal? Then what you're going to do with step number 3 is you're going to set monthly and weekly goals. Your monthly and weekly goals are incredibly important because they are going to give you, number 1, 12 really good markers. So that's what happens if you set yourself a yearly goal for your large goal. Then when you break it down, you have 12 markers to make sure that you are heading on the right path towards this larger goal. Then those 12 markers each act like a large goal in and of themselves. So now your weekly goals are going to be set working towards the attainment of that large monthly goal. The really cool thing about this is if you set your monthly goals really well, and then you set your weekly goals really well, those weekly goals are going to be working towards achieving your monthly goal. And each monthly goal is going to be building upon each other, working towards the attainment of your large goal. So now really, you're not working towards this large goal. You've set that out there, right? That's the outcome you're actually, quote unquote, working towards. But every day you're not really working towards that. What are you working towards? Well, you're working towards this month's large goal. But even beyond that, this week, what are you working towards? Well, you're working this week towards your weekly goals. Then for step number 4, you're going to set daily goals. So your daily goals are going to be targeted towards reaching your weekly goals. So is this all starting to make sense? What you're actually doing is you're only ever focusing on what you need to do today to achieve your weekly goals. Those weekly goals you trust are working towards the achievement of your monthly goals, which building upon one another will give you the results you want in your large goal. One of the main problems we run into when we're setting goals is that this large goal becomes so daunting. We don't possibly see how we can achieve it. By breaking that down into these monthly targets, and then breaking that monthly target down into weekly targets, and then using daily goals to work towards those weekly goals, things become a lot easier for you. You're not focused on those large goals anymore. Now all you're really focused on is what you have to do today. You give your full focus today because you know that each day is building to the week, each week's building to the month, and each of those months is building towards that large goal. Go ahead and use this goal setting breakdown for any goals that you want to set. It is so powerful because it is based on the principle of process focused, right? You're taking your attention off of this outcome that you've set, and you're making sure you're putting it onto the process. And every single day, the reason this works so well is because when you're setting these daily goals, you're really making sure that you're giving your full focus to that day. So often when we set a large goal, we spend so much of our time worrying about that large goal, when in reality, the only way to achieve that large goal is by thinking about today. What do you need to do today that's going to help you work towards that large goal? This goal setting breakdown outlines that out for you. I hope you enjoyed this training. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I put out 2 new trainings each week on sports psychology and the mental game. Thank you for watching, and I wish you the best of success in all that you do.